How was your day? Glad you could join us today. We got it with no time to play, with no time to wait. So we're gonna keep up the pace. Hey, most likely, y'all don't know about IT. I mean, like, most of the old folks, they don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, okay, hey, yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, alright, ooh,
We're gonna keep it lively.
Okay.
Learning here is likely.
Hey.
When we're talking IT. IT.
Yeah, hey,
Today we're talking IT.
Know your computers, this for the viewers.
Today we're talking IT.
We are the tutors, we got the humor, yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
Okay.
Learning here is likely.
Learn to hear is likely, so let's start IT.
Hey, you point at me like that. Hey, welcome back to Let's Talk IT. It's been a while since we have been on, busy and a lot of stuff keep on coming
I
out.
think it was like
3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yeah, it's 3 weeks. It's been it's been that far.
Yeah.
If I remember, having technical difficulties.
Okay, so
with my headset.
Everett is getting himself together. We wanna say welcome to Let's Talk IT to our listening audience out there. We are happy to be here. I am Dr. Ricardo Neal, the chairman of the Robotics Association, and we have Everett here, who is actually responsible for the show.
Yes, so the host of the show as well.
So yes, Everett is the host of the show, and I'm just here sitting in with Everett to see what we can talk about. We have some exciting
We have
stuff
a
happening
lot
anyway,
of updates, and there was so much things that needs to be put out there, but we wasn't able to get that done. So it was, throughout the week since the last time we've been on here, a lot of stuff has been done. A lot of, interesting, innovative, and creative things has been, in play. And that is one of the amazing things that is going on, also known as the robotics camp that was implemented starting off this month. So I think it was on the 3rd, right? If I'm correctly.
Yeah.
So that month was started on the 3rd of, if I remember correctly, it's July. Yes, it's July. 3rd of July and ends on, when does it end?
28th.
The 28th of this month as well. So far we are in the 3rd week of this camp, and I'm telling you, as a instructor there, it's, surprising and not really surprising to see how people work together to develop a unit bot just to complete the task and also enjoying it. So it's crazy to see how on the Senkit side and the Nevis side on the end perform. And man, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
But before we jump into all of the wonderful things that are happening,
a couple of things.
well, we want to thank our sponsors. We want to sing praises for TDC, who make sure that we are on.
Big up.
So we want to big up TDC for sure. We want to also acknowledge the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, which is doing a phenomenal job in St. Kitts and Nevis here.
Indeed.
I classify them as an underdog, and they are rising very, very, very fast. I wouldn't say slow, very fast.
Very fast indeed.
So I want to thank IITAE, which is the International Information Technology Academy of Excellence, for ensuring that we have members are available to come on the show as often as possible.
Mm-hmm.
We want to also just thank ECCB. They're the one who caused the camp to be happening. Well, one of the catalysts. Let me say catalysts. Who make sure that we have the camp happening. So I want to thank all of those sponsors who would have come on board to ensure that this show is happening and our camp is happening. I want to also thank again, before we dive into everything, I'm actually in the thankful mode.
You're very thankful.
I want to thank all of our listening audience who have been so faithful. As a matter of fact, whenever we're not on air and I'm on the streets moving, or I'm in Nevis, moving around, persons would ask me, tell me something, you guys are the guys who are on the radio? What happened last week? I didn't hear it last week.
Yeah.
So you'll hear those buzzwords,
questions like last week.
what's going on and so forth. So I'm glad that our listening audience, we have some faithful persons out there who listen to us, and listen carefully, because we represent an emerging trend, right? Something that is about to explode bigger than what we would have done from 2017 leading up to now, right? So now we're having another I would call it a groundbreaking event. I call it a groundbreaking event.
You're feeling like
Yeah.
a start of a a new record of a history.
Yeah,
and this guy-
a new
yes,
record that has been
yes.
happening. Right in before the eyes of everyone. Some people would have recognized it, some people don't see it, but some people see it and realize what is really happening.
Yeah.
And somebody might say, "Hey, what groundbreaking event are they talking about? Is this a new song, a new dance?" No, right? Yeah. But what we're having now, for the very first time in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, we're having the largest robotics camp, a
Indeed.
federal robotics camp, the largest one happening this year in 2023.
2023.
Right, and I'm here, and I'm feeling proud and excited to know that we would have pulled this thing off.
Indeed,
right, the largest.
honestly.
Yeah,
It's amazing as how it developing towards this, and how it impact the youth as well. And the crazy part about it is the limit that we had. That was how much? The limit was like 100 and 120?
Well,
it was 80?
Well, as a matter of fact, before we even go there, it's
Yeah.
because there are some persons who are listening to us don't even know, what is this happening? So for the first, we're having a robotics camp, the largest robotics camp in St. Kitts and Nevis. No, we have heard of various camps, robotics
Yes.
camps, various,
Very
small
fair.
groups here. Yeah, small groups here and there.
I
One
haven't-
and-
I haven't-
yeah,
To
one
me,
and
to
two.
me,
It's not. Yeah, it's
like
not-
to me, this is like the first original.
yeah,
huge thing,
well,
but
for the association,
yes,
most persons wouldn't know about, there are some small groups would have done a few things, and some persons actually thought it was our association doing these, various camps, here and there, but it wasn't us. This is the first time we're having our largest
That's first.
camp. So we're having the largest robotics camp in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and we're actually proud of that.
Very proud.
Only of that first, that the fact that we're having the largest camp, we are proud of that. Now the camp, what again we are proud of? You see, I'm losing my words. I'm too excited. So what about the camp? What about the camp that also I'm extremely proud of is the fact that the camp is not only in St. Kitts.
No.
The camp is happening in Nevis, at the same time happening in St.
St.
Kitts,
Kitts.
right?
It goes
So
at
the
the
camp
same
is
time.
going on at the same time.
So nobody get left out.
Equal treatment
equal
right on the
treatment
board,
indeed.
right? Equal right on the board.
Left out Nevis, people. No.
Yeah, no. As a matter of fact,
You're
the
right there.
same trainers who are training in St. Kitts, we have them scheduled to be in Nevis. So you have this thing going on. So we make sure that we thought through this camp process very carefully. Because we didn't want it to be a St. Kitts thing, or it's a St. Kitts and Nevis thing, but St. Kitts get more. Or so we make sure that the camp gives everyone an equal opportunity. All right,
And feel the experience from each
yes,
instructor as well.
Right, to get the same experience. And the beauty about the camp also, the instructors who are on the camp, they are past Robotics International competing members. So these are not just members who we pick up off the street side, right? Are members who we just ask, hey, come in and do something. No. These are persons who have traveled overseas, who have been a part of the competitions, right? Whether it is Singapore, where else? Dubai, Geneva, Mexico, the United States. So these people would have been through the ropes. And here we have one of our members coming in, Mr. Shaw, Michael Shaw, coming in. Right. I do understand why you're late, because you're one of the persons on the camp.
Yeah, and you mostly over on
a lot of work.
So
A lot of work going on.
This mic working, right?
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah. So a lot of work going on. I remember we're live, so listening audiences listen to us very, very keenly. Right, especially since we're making history right now.
Big moves,
right?
big moves.
Yeah, history is being made right now in St. Kitts and Nevis. I know some persons are unaware, as I said before. But for those of you who are unaware, I'm telling you now, we're having currently the largest robotics camp in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. The numbers would have gone out of the roof. We have
big time.
Yeah, we have.
Honestly.
We were looking towards a number of probably between 80, 90, somewhere there.
Around there. Was
Right,
said.
and now we have on our roster close to 180.
Yeah.
Right, so it's gone.
It is
It's
climbing.
it's
Is that number
climbing.
including
students and
students.
volunteers?
So
Oh,
stu-
students.
and
Okay.
volunteers.
Oh,
Not
wait,
only-
volunteers
then we
wasn't
have
added yet.
volunteer. We have
Oh,
instructors.
180.
So
Yeah.
approximately,
Yeah, approximately
yeah.
180.
The number goes
Right.
up and down.
It's a level.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's
I
actually
was just
fluctuate.
expecting 50, 60, not 180.
Oh no! We got
So much-
way past
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
We got
yeah,
way past that.
we went way past that because remember when they do schedule, there's some students that wants to attend there, but they couldn't attend there fully.
Right. Some
So,
person
'cause
wants to
some
attend like a
people-
week, 2
Yeah.
weeks, because our camp again is, I think maybe if I'm not mistaken, one of the longest running summer camp for this for the summer. Because we're going a whole 4 weeks straight.
Because most of the camps just go for like 2
2 weeks or
1 week.
yeah,
1 week.
So we're going for the whole month.
Right. But but we are pushing for the whole month.
Yeah, we're pushing for the
We're
whole
pushing the entire month.
But
right?
that's great because honestly, as like it's stretched out to that, it takes time for the students to learn the
Yes.
information that is put out there. So for the whole month for that is enough, like a decent enough time for them to actually
learn.
understand and learn.
As a matter of fact, we had actually set the camp for half day every day for the
Oh,
month,
for real?
and we had to go and change it.
Wait, when was that?
Yeah, we had said initially when we planned to have the camp half day every day,
Ooh.
and then we look at it and we're like, based on the curriculum that we have, because for those who our listening audience, our curriculum that we're using is foolproof.
Yes.
Right? Solid.
Straight
So we
off
have
the
a
market.
solid curriculum.
Yes.
International written curriculum. Not just something that we sit and we pull up from somewhere, right? So we
yeah,
have
some
a
sketchy
solid curriculum. So when we look at the curriculum, realize that in order for the students to actually gain a good understanding, of the intricacy of building a robot and operating a robot and understanding the various parts, it had to go for the whole day.
Yeah.
So we had to go from 9 to 3
9 to-
o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
9 to
Sometimes
3
you go,
o'clock
like,
every day.
It's usually like I think it's 2:30, but you go straight to 3.
Yeah,
And-
because once they start to build,
they
it
want
takes,
stuff.
it goes over.
And plus,
I've noticed with my students, they breaks and lunch breaks don't exist.
Yeah, some
I
of
have
them
to
are
remind
well,
them.
you remind them to go for lunch.
Like, wait,
Yeah.
I'll take it later. No worries. It's like a
Yeah,
couple
some
more
of them
hours
will tell
left.
them, hey, remember you have break, remember you have lunch, you need to go and get lunch. And that is kind of excitement that you find happening because a lot of these young people wanted to have something like this. So they wanted to be doing this, but they only saw it on TV. Right? They only saw it on television or they
Yeah.
saw it in an ad where they see some
Well,
dude somewhere across the
Maybe
world.
some full courses
No,
for
but-
some kind of school, 3 years,
Yeah, they
4
might
years,
see
and
that
it's
because,
all
you
this
know,
in a month.
You know,
Yeah, they
like
see
you
that,
got,
so
you got
it's a lot
children
of
like
stuff.
out there see how so much things are going on in the world. I'm like, when am I going to experience this in St. Kitts?
Yeah. Because I've heard parents come to me and say that they would like to have like the Lego League.
Lego,
something-
yeah, Lego for
League,
young-
the-
for
for the younger ones. So that's
younger
something that we're
Explain
yeah,
the Lego
we're
League
looking.
real quick.
Well, the Lego League. Well, it's just
a
a Lego that you build, you put parts together to build a particular
yeah.
robot.
Because sometimes you have some.
But you do have a league.
Yeah.
Where they can travel and compete against other countries. So
yeah.
we're actually exploring that right now.
Yeah, and then you have the older ones with the metallic and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. So you have different age ranges that
Yeah, so
interested
you
in
do
it.
have parents who are saying, hey, we need to have within SKNRA a program for like children between 9 and 12.
Yeah, and then you have
And some want younger,
Yeah. Mhm.
So we're actually exploring those. But right now we're having the camp for between 13 and 18. Now we do have some younger ones who actually got in because they're actually with their brothers or with their sister and so forth.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
we actually allow them, but the age, I must say, right, is from 13. As a matter of fact, it was 14 first, and we say,
Yeah,
okay,
it
we
was
will
14.
compromise
Drop it to
a
14.
bit, and so we go to 13 to 18.
I think it's the youngest one that I see so far is I think it's an 8-year-old.
Yeah, I think he's with someone. There.
Yeah, he's with someone. His grandmother is there. As
Yeah,
well,
right. So he's with someone.
yeah.
So it's not like he's at the camp, by
Yeah,
himself.
no, yeah, that's
So he's
true.
with someone
but
there,
he
but,
always
yeah.
like tell me something like, I know, I did this. I was like, yeah,
Right. So he wants to, and one of the things, I did have parents calling me for children who are like 10 and 9,
Yeah.
but I had to tell him no.
A couple
I did not want to tell him no, but I just had, because it would be difficult to bring them with that level of construction that is required at that age group, and then they have to be writing. They have to do an engineering, workbook. They have to design one, and a child at 9 and younger, it would be kind of difficult for them.
I just
So
gonna say, don't fret.
Yeah.
The summer camp is surely to happen again. It's not
Yeah.
a one-time event.
I would be
I'm
surprised.
glad to say that.
You
I
know?
would be surprised if we develop to an area where we have that same camp plus the Lego camp going at the same
Yeah.
Yeah, that sense.
That-
I was saying that today.
Yeah.
Say, it would be good for us to have like our regular camp now that we're having,
Yeah.
and then we have the one for that younger age group
as
in
well.
August. So we have it scheduled for August. So once we finish this one, we have that one starting. So so it could work.
I have the same thing as well, especially when it comes to when I'm working. I do work at Ross University as an intern, and I was working there, and the people was like asking me like, "Hey, what's the age group?" I was like, "It's around 13 to 18." I was like, "When y'all gonna get on the like the younger ones and
You have a
stuff
lot
like
of people asking about that
Like,
also. Yeah.
because I was like,
So we definitely have to do that.
Yeah, because my higher ups were asking me about it, and I was like, "It's coming soon. I will let you know. I send you the posters when it's set out, and I'll make sure I keep you up to date." So there's people all over that wants to have their children in those areas
Camp.
as well.
Yeah.
The camp.
And one of the things that we try to do in SKN we try not to have like a camp that parents have to pay for.
Yeah.
So we try to make it free. And trust me, there are people out there when I told them the camp was free, they was like, what?
Yeah. It was
A
like
camp of this magnitude with these equipment that you guys are using? Camp is free? Right? Camp be what? Right? So because the kits alone that we have cost close to $1,000.
Yeah.
So these things are each kit. So they're very, very expensive.
very expensive.
And the material is what we use at the robotics Olympics.
Yes,
So they're
indeed.
getting pristine
right
training right up there. They're getting right up there.
Right
Right
up
at the
there.
top. At the top. Right? So the camp is 100% free. All right? 100% free. And I don't think we could have done it any other better way. I mean, if somebody asks, what has the Robotics Association contribute to the country? I'm going to look them with the side eye. The side eye. I'm going to give them the side eye. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Right? I have to give them the side eye because what we have done is to set the next generation on a path of innovation. That's what we have done single-handedly. Well, not let's say single-handedly because we do have a partner that we're going to talk about, in later on. But what we have done is actually pull off a feat that has never been done before, and we have set the next generation on a path where their mindset now is thinking innovation, creation, develop. I can do it. I know how to do some engineering that wasn't there before. So we have actually set a whole generation in a different path, a path of creation. Because I've always said, right, I do not like the idea that the Caribbean region, let me say the Caribbean region, we are just consumers. That is all we do. We just consume, right? While you have other nations, other countries, they're developing, and we are just consuming. So we have to change that whole focus, that whole narrative. We have to change that, right? And become developers because we are capable of doing it. And the way how I know, I've seen that firsthand. Yes, there are other persons who can say yes. We know people from the region who would have developed this and developed that. But when we went to United States in 2017, that is the time when I saw for myself that the Caribbean region, especially St. Kitts and Nevis, can compete with any country, regardless of who they are.
Indeed.
Right? So that proved it firsthand. I didn't have to read it in a book. I didn't have to have somebody record it and send it to me.
man.
I saw it
You see it.
firsthand. So
right there.
So because of that, now a bunch of questions begin to pop up in my head. So why can't we begin to develop? Why can't we begin to create? Why can't we begin to train these young people? Why can't we do it? You understand what I'm saying? Why?
It's the same
What is
idea
the problem?
that's stuck. Say,
Yeah.
I want to change this. I want to do something different. You leave the country.
Yeah, you
go away,
you have to go.
Bright and innovative people are just going.
It was like
They're gonna go because
like, they don't see it.
They don't
They don't see it like in the country itself, and it's like when you look out there, it's like okay, it's out there in the world. But if you bring that here now, that makes makes it so that the country could develop even more.
Yeah.
Put placed on the map.
Place it on the map even bigger. Like
of course,
I've seen that when I went up to Switzerland with Everett,
Yeah.
and we went up against what England and stuff, those
Yeah.
big countries,
Yeah.
everyone get the same kit, same thing.
Same thing.
Everybody
And
get the same thing.
We're just bulldozing through.
And
We
you're
are
still
already-
performing exceptionally well. You see, I said to somebody today, right? While I said to someone today, and I want to say this publicly that everyone knows, right? The St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, while we do love to know that we are ranked high and so forth, we have actually grown past that, right? If we're ranked first in the world, fine. Right? If we're ranked, second in the world, fine. Right? Because what we are doing now is that we are no longer just glorying in ranking. We are now we are now transferring the knowledge that we have to the other young people who are in St. Kitts and Nevis. I think that is more valuable, right, than just saying, "Oh, we are the best in the world."
Yeah, it's
because if you think about it, if I walk around every day and say, "Okay, I'm the best in the world,"
big man.
okay,
Whoosh.
so
What,
what
that's it,
next?
nothing else.
That's
Nothing
something.
changes.
What's next?
But
you
the
know?
one thing that is
So-
that's affecting you as a person itself. But if you, as I said, if you bring that out to people and give that to people, that makes them, bring themselves into that same position that you're in, and work for it. Instead of you stating like, "Hey, okay, I bad, I up the, I number one,
Yeah,
number three, number 4."
but what kind of contribution are you making?
Yeah, but
what are you?
yeah.
You're not,
It's not-
you're
it's
not
not like you're
utilizing
ins-
your
yeah, it's
victory
not-
and glory.
Right,
It's not like
right,
you're
right.
inspiring
That's it.
people to like, "Yo, do this for me," or not even do this for me. Let me show you this way and see if you're interested in this.
Right.
See if you can follow my footsteps and get something way greater than what I have.
Yeah, you see, especially in STEAM, STEAM education and that kind of stuff, it should be applicable. It should be applicable. So if I travel over the around the world, representing the country and so forth, okay, that is all fine and good. Now, okay, what can we do now to affect everybody else
Bring that
who
back.
want to come in that space?
Bring that back to
And
here.
that is where the camp comes
Yeah.
in. This camp opened the door of everything, right? Well, it's not everything because we can't teach them everything in a month.
I mean, certain things we got to teach yourself.
But
So.
we're able to open the door and say, "Hey, these are the equipment that we use. Hey, this is the curriculum that is set up for it. Hey, come and learn. Come and build. Come and have a wonderful time. Coding. Come and have a wonderful time see code not just as notes on the board, but see it actually in action." Right? See it in action. So you can type a few codes and you get an arm to move. You can type a few codes, you get a wheel to move. Type a few code, a sensor begin to detect different colors. Right? So that's when you begin to see the action. So that is where I find pride in the fact that we can transfer that international experience and bring it to all the young people. Well, give every young people in St. Kitts and Nevis the
Chance to
space
experience.
and the chance to actually participate. So I'm actually excited about that.
Indeed, it is, honestly, because I'm saying, like, for me to experience the whole traveling story, seeing different bots that other countries created, working with other countries, and see them as well bring it to their country to teach or to show them, like, "Hey, this is what I create. Let's see what you could create. Let's see if you could, step up your game." Like, see,
Yeah.
like just like saying that, okay, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a specific word. It's on the tip of my tongue. But all I'm gonna say is that bringing this to this country is the most biggest and the most amazing and the greatest idea that was implemented down here, honestly, because if this wasn't shown, everything would go the same way. People going, do the same habit that they seen around. There was like nothing. There's nothing new, and
We are bringing new options to the young gen.
new
They're only
options.
just seeing normal things, farming, counting,
Yes.
all those normal stuff. Or either way, they want to do something different, like I said
lawyer,
previously.
doctor.
liar,
Liar,
they say,
Lawyer doctor.
Everyone's doing
lawyer
that. The
doctor.
competition's a little too big
yeah,
for
it's
that,
too
you know?
big. Like at
Yeah.
some point in time, there gonna be like areas that it's going to be run out.
Yeah.
And then they have the new areas that's coming in, and they don't know what's going on.
I don't want to cut you guys from this point, but there's something I want to, kind of mention.
Sure.
What makes a country great? You know, and if you Google that, you're gonna find a bunch of what makes a country great.
One main thing that will be stated is the people that's inside the country.
People
as
in the
well.
country great.
That's the thing. That's one of the main things that was
Well,
stated.
it can't be a country without the people.
Exactly.
So
Right, without people.
That is
but,
the point.
but you can have the people in the country, and the country is not really great. You have people there. There's a lot of
Yeah.
country around with people in it, but it's not. But what really make a country great?
If
Or
it's
more, how we looking at
hold
it
on.
economically or like military?
well,
power?
I would see it from. I think it's both.
I would say right.
Yeah.
What makes a country great is the people itself putting themselves out there to say that, hey, anybody could do this. Like straight up. So you represent your country, same way how we represent our country. Country come back, the same way every person that goes out there to just represent it. This, I said, remember we stated the whole thing about people seeing better options out there and then going out there, and you know what they would represent? The area that they get the information from, where they learn it from. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
There's not sometimes there's people that don't lead it back down to here, because sometimes most people who don't start it from here, they start it up there. So if we start it from down here and they carry it out there, it's like, okay, it links right back down to here.
When
So
they ask you a question, hey, where you learn all of this
Yeah,
from?
we
You say,
start from
this little island called St. Kitts and Nevis.
We start from
I
here.
remember-
So it's what happens. Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. Neil, I went out to travel first time with Dr. Neil, with Switzerland, Geneva. I remember saying something. Every time you leave or travel, or you for extending an area, or just for school or something, you are an ambassador. Think yourself as an ambassador. You are representing your country. Act always, behave always, share your knowledge in a way.
Everything that you do out there leads you right back.
Yeah, it's right back. Yeah.
So if you go out there with a mystic behavior, they're gonna be like, hey, but you have mystic behavior.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that when it comes to dealing with human other type of countries, because it can develop a type of judgmental ways in a sense.
Because you are going out there forming connections with foreign countries.
As a representative of your country.
Like you are meeting, you as yourself as a young generation, meeting your other younger generation. These are future higher
future
ups.
leaders.
Yes.
Future leaders.
These are the future leaders. You're meeting the future leaders.
There are
Right?
And you
people
can't
that's gonna
already
take
create
over
a
So you're
stigma.
making that
higher
bond. Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
All right. No, guys, it is 7:30, so we need to take
Already?
a break. Yes, already.
That was
So it's
Now I feel
7:30.
like
We're
students.
going to take a break, and we will be right back with Let's Talk IT.
Indeed.
Shopping with TDC just got much easier. Here's how. Log on to shoptdcgroup.com. Shop at your convenience at any time, from anywhere, with your smartphone, tablet, or computer. With our safe and secure payment checkout, you choose the option to pick up in-store or have your goods delivered right to your door. It's that easy. Shop tdcgroup.com, your one-stop online store.
Shop anywhere, shop anytime, same quality you love. Now online. Shop www.shoptdcgroup.com.
Join us on WINNFM every other Tuesday for Let's Talk IT from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. to hear our hosts, Naeem Richardson and Janiqua Esdale, speak about different aspects of social media, technology, and STEM advancements in youth. Tune in, ask questions, and let's talk IT. Brought to you by the St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association.
Hey, how was your day? Glad you could join us today. We got it with no time to play, with no time to wait, so we're gonna keep up the pace. Hey, most likely, y'all don't know about IT. I mean, like, most of the old folks, they don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, okay, hey, yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, alright, ooh,
We're gonna keep it live.
Okay.
Learning here
Yeah.
is likely.
Hey.
When we're talking IT.
Hey.
IT.
yeah. Hey, computers, this for the viewers.
Today we're talking IT.
We attituders, we got the humor, yeah.
Today we're talking IT.
okay.
Learning here is likely.
Learn to hear is likely, so let's start IT.
And we're back. And yep, today was a little small little thing, nothing far. And I'm gonna give a big shout out to TDC, SKNRA, IITAE for sponsoring us, and Let's Talk IT. I just lost my words.
Well, we were talking before we went on the break.
We went on the break.
We were talking about what actually make a country great.
Yes, that's
and
it.
I think online there are different ways that make a country great. But I personally have a viewpoint that what makes a country great.
So what's
I
your
think
viewpoint?
innovation is what makes a country great. The fact that you can innovate, I think that is what transform a country. Innovation. If you look on Singapore, if you look on most of the Asian countries, some of you, it's innovation that transform the entire country. If we're not prepared to actually innovate, then we're not supposed to have any conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
For example, let me give you another jewel. Right now, within the Caribbean here, our largest industry is what? What is our
Tourism?
Tourism.
Tourism is our largest
Right? Just tourism. Tourism is our bread and butter. That we worship tourism.
Amen.
Right? That's a bread and butter, right? But the reality is, right? We need to see how we can leverage that.
Different other sources.
Yeah, there has to be other sources. I believe the last number I checked in St. Kitts and Nevis, I think it is 63%.
Yeah, but
of the GDP
is
accounted towards something like that. I saw some figure.
was-
But
it was 50 plus at
but
least.
the thing about the tourism
It's
is
50
that
plus.
remember the thing about tourism, it bases itself off a season, so it's not
Yes.
always there.
Only I think it's like
Which is
winter
right,
And
really
then,
so-
which
high.
is that
Right, so that is actually
Really high
proof.
for us.
So that is a proof there
Yeah.
that we have to innovate.
Innovate,
You see what I'm
indeed.
saying? So we must innovate. We must begin to look at what can we develop for ourselves. I've never liked to be in meetings where persons are just discussing third party applications. I prefer to be in meetings where people are discussing how can we develop this for ourselves, put it on our own server.
Yeah.
You see that kind of conversation.
Give a reason for people to come over to us.
Yeah, of
if it's
course,
third party, we getting it from
because-
a
yeah,
source
because
from somewhere.
the thing about that, I said tourism different the main. Then you have music fest. After music fest is like carnival stuff like that's in December.
That's
That's all under tourism.
That's all. Wait,
That's all
yeah,
tourism.
Yeah,
So it brings-
so
yeah,
agriculture.
tourism.
You're talking about things
Yeah,
like
but I'm talking
agriculture.
about events that carries in that category.
Yeah.
Because remember if we did our plans and stuff like that, we have our events down here. That's carrying tourism as well. But I'm talking about different seasons.
Yeah, but what we're saying is right. We're saying that the countries in the Caribbean region, in particular St. Kitts and Nevis, also we have a strong dependence on tourism, and also on the whole idea of importing
Imports.
everything, importing.
We
So we import
barely
everything.
export anything.
Right?
We don't
You see what I'm
develop.
saying? We don't
something.
develop nothing. You see what I'm saying?
She came with the last thing.
So I'm saying no. So that is why I'm seeing the Robotics Association as a vital menu, part of the menu in St. Kitts and
We've
Nevis.
already developed stuff,
we
actually.
already start that process. As a matter of fact, this camp is changing a bunch of young people's focus, transforming the entire focus, which means we're changing next viewpoint for the next 10 to 15 years. That's what we're doing. We're changing a whole generation. Hey, you don't have to download the game. You can make it yourself and upload it.
Make your own game.
You don't have to depend on somebody to build a website for you overseas. You can make it yourself, right? So that is the kind of point of view that we're trying to bring, and especially in the tech space.
Yes.
Because sometimes the tech space doesn't need a lot of resources. It just need the skill set.
Yeah, you need a skill
Right?
set
This is the
and the
skill set,
ambition
right?
to do it.
Right. And the skill set these days, to be honest with you, it's not. It doesn't cost $100,000.
It's not high. It's not
You
low.
can go online and learn how to code by
just
using
watch-
extra resources.
They had the
You see the
5
thing-
minutes
I'm
YouTube
telling you, it's
tutorial.
there.
See, the thing is,
Right?
most people
It's
think,
there.
See, the thing about this, most people think, okay, I have to pay for this to get the knowledge to do this. No, that's like you have the choice to go out there, not even go out there, pull up your computer, type in information that you want to learn and learn it yourself like that.
Of course, as a matter of fact, yeah, go ahead.
But I understand that there's certain people that prefer to do it physical.
Yeah, some people rather to have the teacher in class session and so forth.
Yeah.
Right, which is that is their preference.
Yeah, that's
and
their
which is okay. We're not saying that is not a good way to go. That also contribute to various bread and butter in certain countries.
Indeed.
But within the tech space, you do have the opportunity to learn skill set that is even beyond the classroom. You see what I'm saying? Way beyond the classroom. So it means that we are living in a time and age where countries can innovate without much restriction, right? The difficulty comes when you don't have a champion in that country pushing it.
But
that is when the difficulty comes. So you need to have a champion to push it.
But I mean, yeah. But the thing about it, what we're trying to aim for is to make the country itself be the champion.
Yeah, but you see, okay, so the country won't be the champion unless you have the champion in the country pushing it. And then the country will transform into that championship. And I want to think that it means that it becomes a part of the fabric of the society.
And that's
right. And the only way that is going to change is by having camps like these, where you have the young people coming up. Their mindset is no longer lawyer, doctor. Right? Their mindset is now inventors, developers, right? That's the kind of thing. So that's going to change the fabric of the country. And once the fabric changes, then the country now will actually become that leading agent. So people will know, hey, St. Kitts and Nevis is the hub for tech. Similar to how they say, Silicon Valley is this tech, and people always look whenever a person draw a reference of a tech place, Silicon Valley. Tech, a tech institution that deal with tech, MIT. People always draw this kind of reference. So the country will only become this tech hub when innovation starts and when you have persons in it pushing it. Not push it today and then stop tomorrow. No, you're constantly pushing it, and that is why I like SKNRA. This thing has been pushed from 16. 15, so it's keep on going and you ain't stop.
And it's not only based from St. Kitts and Nevis. We connected to other Caribbean countries, but
of course
St. Kitts and Nevis will be there.
As a matter of fact, we do have the association is very ambitious. we're very, very ambitious, and so we are currently looking at, and yes, I know persons have heard me say this umpteen time, if there's such a word, right? There's such a word, right? We are poised to actually make sure that we form the OECS Robotics Association that is set in stone. That is not a maybe. That is not wonder if.
Wonder what?
Right? That is happening. Yeah, wonder what?
Wonder what?
Right, that is happening.
We
and
actually
so
making these ambitions
yes,
come.
so we actually are in communication now with persons from out of Dominica. We have communication going on with persons from Montserrat, from persons from St. Lucia. So we have that kind of conversation actually going on. So very soon you're going to hear us come here to our listening audience and say, hey,
to reality.
We will be having the launch of the OECS Robotics Association and such a date, and we're inviting everybody out. So that's that is the angle that we're actually moving in.
Reality.
It's reality.
Because
everything you say.
Not just talking.
No, we're getting it done. We're getting done.
We're going out there doing it. We actually want to change.
Of course, you have to change. You see, we cannot be a set of people who just complain. Oh, St. Kitts don't have this. Oh, Nevis don't have this. Jamaica don't have this. Barbados don't have this. Guyana don't have. And just complain. We can't be that set of people. Now, if you think about the other countries across the world, how do you think they shift from just a normal operation to a international force, right? Look at China. China, probably about 40 years ago is not the China now.
No.
It's not the China now, right?
It started at some point.
So they actually would have transformed, right? Taiwan wasn't the Taiwan that we know now, right? But they have transformed. What caused this transformation? Innovation would have changed it, right? And that is what is setting the countries, right ahead, right? The biggest resource that we have within the Caribbean region, the biggest resource is human resource. So we have a bunch of people who have PhDs and degrees. So we have so much degrees that we're getting hot. or degrees keep on going up. Go back.
Yeah,
Right?
what gets
So we have
me-
so many, but the thing about it, which I'm not saying anything is bad with degree. I have PhD, right? I have all these degrees, right? The issue that I have with which is that is a separate topic, but let's journey on it, right? The issue I have is that we can't have these highly qualified people in this area, this skill area,
Yeah.
and it's not applicable.
I'm seeing
It
people
should
with
be applicable.
bachelors,
saying?
associates
I mean,
in
but-
a restaurant, doing
but the
something,
thing is, you have
working in
some
the
overseas.
backyard
But
farming.
the thing about
I'm
it,
like,
most
what?
of these people
Yeah, but
are
I'm saying it should be
overqualified,
applicable.
though. That's
Yes.
the thing.
Yeah, but it's not only overqualified, but which is true. You have some people overqualified, but this is the angle where I'm coming from. I'm coming from the angle where, if I have a degree in, let's say, mechanical engineering,
Mhm.
and I'm living in a country that needs to be developed, right?
For
Why
example-
not begin to make the step forward to say, hey, let us try to form a group and try to make some kind of change? Because a lot of these countries that would have rise, I'm coming over there, that would have rise, right? They rise because somebody in that country would have realized that, hey, we can't stay like this all the day of our life, right? We have to make a change. We have to make a U-turn. And our economical structure within the Caribbean region, it is just dependent on the tourism sector. We don't have an engineering sector that is producing anything. We don't have a large firm which is supported. And even if you have a large firm within the Caribbean region, most times it is owned by somebody outside.
Yeah, that's
Right?
the
See
thing.
what I'm saying? It becomes just like an investment. But you don't have this kind of entity where you have persons born and bred on the island, building, these great enterprises, these tech enterprises. And whether or not they're born and bred here, persons who have lived here for a long number of time, we don't really have that happening. And so that is what we want to push. We want to push the fact that, hey, the young people who are listening to us now, young people who will listen to us probably 10 years from now, 15 years from now, probably come on to this, I was about to say podcast. Yeah. Come on to this station and watch this clip. I want them to know that, hey, you can be an innovator. There's nothing stopping you from being an innovator. So you can be an innovator to transform your space. Yes, Ever, I know you were saying something, and I was just going on and on and on.
No, I was going to base something off of the whole mechanic part, especially when it comes to people that, you have mechanics that work on regular cars.
Yeah.
I was talking about the BMWs and the Audis and, the tech area on that part.
They have to bring them in.
Yeah, you have import it, kind of stuff.
Yeah, you have that kind of skill set that you have to actually import. So, what I would like, I would definitely like to know that the next generation that is coming up is looking into innovative areas. The whole space of being innovative, not just to stick to the notes that's written on the blackboard and on the whiteboard, and then try to remember it to pass an exam. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. Let me tell you why it doesn't work.
School is
It
just
does-
meant for
You understand?
tests.
It doesn't work. Well,
It's not. They prepare you for the
listen,
test.
I would say something else.
But I'm not saying that school. I'm not saying that school is not an important part of society. School is very important part of
Yes,
society.
It is very important.
Right,
It's
but
the
you
method.
see, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes
It's
It's
the
an old factory like
delivery
method.
method doesn't work.
That's
It's
the
a-
thing.
yeah.
It never
Right,
changed.
it doesn't work, and
And
so
then-
you find that innovation will not strive if the same old archaic method of delivery remain the same.
Mhm.
Right? For example, there's a theorist that you guys probably don't know about. He's called Albert Bandura. He's a theorist from in the 16th or 15th century.
Mm.
And he theorized that a child can only learn through practical means.
Facts.
Now, that man theorized that centuries ago, right? That works. So why it is that we are still struggling with the whole concept of just regurgitative learning? It should be applicable, right? So for example, if I'm in a class and the topic now is website development, right? At the end of that class or at the end of that term, you should produce a website.
Yes.
A relevant website, a website that is functional.
You see,
Right? That's what should happen.
No,
and then I don't, I know you're excited. Right? And then now, a part of that lesson now, you should have somebody from, let's say, inland revenue who talk about businesses. Right? So it means that child who's been taught to build a website, now you have somebody coming to speak about, okay, how do you form a company? Right? All right. And then now you have somebody come, a part of the lesson who speak about copyright.
yes,
Right? So you have lawyers coming copyright. So when you leave that particular learning space and that school, you are left understanding how to build a product, how to form a business, and how to protect that particular business. That is solid learning. 100% solid learning right there. What we have is, and yes, CXC would have tried a number of, they have done a lot of things to ensure that the curriculum is at a point where, it helps everyone. All right. But when it boils down back to the classroom, sometimes the delivery doesn't activate innovation. And I think that is what is missing. And if we can get that done, if we can get innovation in the learning space, then you'd find that countries across the region would begin to develop, right? They would be so poised or they would be set in that state of innovation that is all they know, right? You must develop, you must research. And I think learning would be more excited, that way. So that is my viewpoint. I think the Ministry of Education is coming up with a new curriculum, I think. Yeah, a new curriculum is coming out. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know what is in it. But I'm hoping that.
Well, let's see how that goes, because all I'm hearing is reduce on SBAs and that kind of stuff.
No, I'm talking about the ministry.
The ministry.
Yeah, not
okay.
not CXC. I'm talking about the ministry. Thank you, Sir Nevis.
Well, I would like to see how that's gonna go.
I want to see how that's so we've seen. We can't say anything about it as yet because we haven't seen anything.
Yeah, that's true.
But we're looking forward to see. But I'm just hoping that there's a strong emphasis on STEM.
Yes.
STEAM education. All right. Again, I cannot stress the point enough. You cannot compete on the global front if we are learning regurgitated methods just to memorize to pass an exam. You can't compete. For example, the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association was formed not because in the schools you have a curriculum that speak about innovation, right? Not because of that. It was formed because we understood that application is what works, right? The ability to apply what you learn and then look into untouched space, because robotics in St. Kitts and Nevis was something new. It was an untouched thing. As a matter of fact, when you talk about robotics, I was at a bank today, and I was talking to one of the personnel in the bank, and they asked me, they said, I heard you guys on the radio before talking about robotics, and then she said, what is that? What what is that? So whenever a person asks me, so you still do have people who do not know what's going on. So what I use to actually kind of educate them as to what robot, I would use like an example. I would ask them, have you watched any like ad or any clipping of any movie where you see robots moving around, like machines moving around, taking up stuff and that kind of, and the person say yes. I say, okay, that is what we're talking about, right? Just a quick concept, right? A quick, you don't
want to go too deep in the rabbit hole,
yeah, because that's a whole different
I know
thing.
when you go deep, you're going deeper, like
right.
And you just steady it for hours and hours. Too much to talk about. Too much to talk
about. But we don't want the time to run out on us, and we don't talk about the camp.
Yes,
because now it's what, almost 9 minutes.
We got 9 minutes.
Time is going really fast, right? So I think we're probably going to need probably another hour. I don't know, at some point in time.
Yeah, at times you got extend it.
Right, but this camp that is happening, it represents a transformation within St. Kitts and Nevis. We never had such a huge camp before, right? In the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. So we're actually proud that this is a momentous occasion for the young people here in St. Kitts. and Nevis, and the fact that we're having the camp both in St. Kitts and Nevis, and I cannot emphasize that enough because sometimes when person hear that we have in camps, it is just for St. Kitts.
Yeah.
Right. Even when I met some parents on the road and they asked me, hey, so how am I gonna get my child who live in Nevis at the camp? I said, no, a camp is in Nevis. I'm like, wait, what? I said, yes, a camp is in Nevis. There's a camp in Nevis. And so that give them the assurance that we're not just poised to innovate in St. Kitts, but we're also poised to innovate in Nevis. And I'm seeing some talented students in Nevis. I'm seeing talented students, but probably the next show that we have, we're going to talk about some of the kids, and I'm seeing some talented students in St. Kitts. So I'm seeing them coming up, right? So
all the parents and so would see the results at the end.
There's the result at the end.
See what that child has done. I'm sure they'll be happy.
It's just the feeling of seeing them thrive. So like, let's push on to this. Like, let's continue.
Yeah.
And then, sometimes, we have the choice to say, you could get a little ahead on, but, still continue. And then the next day they pull up and then they don't got a whole code and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's something we need to mention before the time run out, right? Because coding is scheduled to be taught in
next week.
In the fourth week.
The
So
final week.
Yeah, for those who are listening to us now.
Week 2.
Week 2.
For our listening audience who are probably just joining us, this is Let's Talk IT show, and we're talking about the summer camp which is going on now, the great summer camp happening now in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. But the what is unique about the camp is that we are actually in the third week of the camp. So we have gone through week 1, week 2. We were in the third week.
Yes.
And in the third week is not the week when we should start to code.
No.
They start to code in the fourth week.
Yes.
But we found out that there are students who started to code before we even teach them to code.
Yes.
So they begin to go through YouTube, they begin to search online because they want the robot to drive, they want the robot to move and to do different tasks. And so they begin to code. So we saw robots begin to move already.
Yeah, I was
we saw
surprised
a
when I saw
number
it.
of them. As a matter of fact, because persons begin to call me saying, you guys start teach coding already? No. I was like, no, not that's it. But how they start to drive? I say, well, they were so anxious that they started to check for these content everywhere.
I think when Everell, I went after Everell, the day after Everell. I think he showed them around the hall control and stuff. And I'm like, hey, why am I helping you guys coding? Why am I helping you guys with
you doing it?
Like, why am I helping you with reversing and going forward? Why am I seeing moving on the ground already? This is way later.
Yeah,
like, what?
and some of them actually started before because I was there in one of the session, observing them building, and then I hear. What is that? So when I look around, I saw the robot driving up on it, and they were clapping. They were clapping to each other.
I thought it was straight off the battery, but I wouldn't say
no. It was
code.
The code. They actually went in the code and
I showed them off straight the motors and everything, batteries in like week 1. Those are week 1 stuff.
You showed them, but the control hub didn't.
That's week. That's supposed to be this week.
That was supposed to be. What happened is that they wanted they pull out the control hub, they installed it. And they want to know what's going on. So I told them, because since they put it out, I was like, just update the system. And then the fourth week is when you start coding, because they want to install everything one time. So when they did that, they was like, okay, let me just check the other side. Okay, that's the coding area. Okay, I got you. I got research. Come back the next day. That's your turn. John driving already. I was like, wow.
Yeah, they were extremely anxious. They were anxious to get it done, and so they actually start.
Right now, I can't even teach them anything for week 3. I'm just helping building.
Well, technically speaking, week 3 is about them building, innovating.
Week 3 is about building, building and coming up with unique designs. So gear ratios and those things. That is what they're looking at.
Yeah, it's just building their idea of the bar with the limited resources they have and being as innovative and creative as they are. And then when it close to the ending of this week to the next week is when they full on modify it to the point where it does the task that is given. Once it does the task that is given, that's when it comes to presentations.
Yeah, and there's going to be awards. So we have several awards which is going to be given out. I don't have them today with me, but we're going to talk about it when we get back. But we have several awards which will be given out, such as award for coding,
Engineering.
most outstanding student,
Yes.
engineering
No.
notebook, for creativity, a number of things, So we have some awards that they're going to get. So I'm excited for it. So on the 28th, we're going to have the closing ceremony
I know
at
this
the
is gonna be
ICCS auditorium.
It's gonna be packed.
We definitely will be trying to get the Nevis group over. As a matter of fact, we want to get them over for sure. So they will be coming over.
I think it's great to do that.
So so the Nevis group will be coming over. So they'll be coming over, and once they're over, we're gonna have everybody in the hall, and we're gonna have a grand time, closing off this momentous
Make it big.
event. So I'm actually excited about it. And I'm excited to see what they are going to come up with, like the final product. What is it going to look like? What is it going to do? So I'm looking forward for that. And just by sitting in the hall and looking on everything happening, made me happy, because the only place I saw this was in Geneva, or was in Dubai, or was in Mexico. We don't see this around here in St. Kitts and Nevis. So this is actually a step in the right direction for the country, the right direction, which is innovation. Nothing beats innovation, right? Nothing beats innovation.
And young kids, young children have a lot of imagination, and
Oh,
they need
yes.
to utilize that creativity.
Right. So you see, normally when they, whenever they come to me and say, do you think that this would actually work? I will say, here what? What is your idea?
Yeah.
What would you like to see?
Yeah.
Instead of just telling them, okay, put this here. No.
Yeah.
You
You're
right.
You're destroying the basic concept of the camp.
Right, of the whole idea of innovation and begin to think outside of the the box. So I like to keep it like that, where you give them that freedom to create and develop.
Yeah, like you
So it actually
showing
works.
you showing them this beat the purpose. Is when they came to you and asked me, I was like, so when they come and ask me like, would this go with this and that? I was like, I don't know. That's on you. That's your creative.
I say
The idea is
It's
to
suffer.
make them
Yeah,
better.
trial and error.
It's a trial and error.
So we're not saying that you won't help every
Yeah,
now and
no,
then.
I was like-
but you make sure you give them enough room for them to be innovative. Yeah, understand?
When
And to be creative. Yeah.
When they build the idea and they show it to me, I was like, okay, I see where you're going with. Just tune this to that.
Yeah, if they did a
and
little.
then-
The
yeah.
one thing I love watching is them making the same mistakes we went through.
Oh yeah,
I'm just smiling in my head.
Yeah,
I'm,
it's smiling because it was like, yeah, that's how they get to. But it was 10
And-
times worse though.
Yeah,
It was worse.
It
And
was
then
tense.
you
we,
gave
we
them-
had no one helping us, no kind of picture showing. We just
No.
got the kit,
Right.
some videos for old videos, and that was it.
2 weeks without sleep.
Yes. So so it's out of work. But
Don't remind me, please.
I'm happy that's happening. I think
And
it's 8
just
o'clock
hit
now.
8 exactly.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so we gotta close up right
Yeah, we
now.
gotta close up. With the, I guess we're gonna have Everett have to, give us the word. So I guess wanna have everybody give the last word in a few seconds.
So I'll give my quick final words since it done hit 8 o'clock. Again, I said this whole camp event is so truly the best, amazing idea that has become. And seeing these kids create and does all the put their mind to it is just even more amazing to me. And it shows that there's a lot of improvement. There's a lot of growing there. And as these youths that
30 seconds.
as these youths as these youths continue, I feel like if I talk it can go longer. So as these youths continue going on, the same path is going to be build and get into more success. And that's why I say everybody's supposed to keep pushing towards what they want.
Yes.
Moving on to you.
Yeah, go ahead. We're
I just want
8:01.
to say,
Yeah.
St. Kitts is not just a third world country; it is a developing country, and
Facts.
this summer camp is developing these children's minds. And please, parents, send them here, please.
Don't be scared.
As a matter of fact, I want
we love them. We'll take the care of them. Trust
so
us.
let us hurry up
We're
because
the
time
babysitters.
is going. So we want to thank ECCB for making sure that this camp happens. So they would have put the necessary investment. They would have worked with us. And so they are one of our biggest partners. I want to shout out ECCB, the governor of ECCB, to ensure that they understand the vision and they're running with the vision. Thanks to ECCB again for making sure that this camp is a reality. Want to thank TDC for making sure that we're here. Thank IITA. Thank SKNRA. We're over time. But thank you very much for our listeners for being patient with us. Thank you. And we shall see you at the next.
We can have the next.
Week after next?
Yes,
yeah, we
indeed.
shall see you. Thank you very much.
No, we ain't gonna skip no more. We ain't gonna skip no more.
Hey, glad you could join us today. We got it with no time to play, with no time to wait. So we're gonna keep up the pace. Hey, most likely, y'all don't know about IT. I mean, like, most of the old folks, they don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Today we're talking IT.
Yeah, okay, hey, yeah.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust.